Hello everybody and welcome to our next legal informational video. My name's Andrew. I am the Fort Bend County Law Librarian, and today we're going to look at some resources that you may or may not know about. We're going to look at some resources that you cannot get to online, and since we are open to the public again, I wanted to show you these resources mainly because, one, we have some new resources to show you, but also so you can get orientated when you sit down at one of our computers. And by the way, these resources are available on every single one of our computers. Now, because of social distancing guidelines, we are down to only 5 public computers that are available, but these resources are going to be available on all 5 of those computers. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and share my screen. So let's talk about some of the other resources on our library's computers that in a lot of ways get forgotten. A couple reasons for that. One, they're not available online. And 2, they're just not as well known as our big digital resources like Lexis Advance or Westlaw. But these resources are just as good and just as well used as some of our other resources, especially by our attorneys. Now, if you're a pro se litigant, a lot of these resources are going to be very handy for you, and they're going to be, in a lot of ways, easier to use than a database because you don't have to do any complex searching. You're just going to open folders, look at what resources in there, pick and choose which forms you need, and go ahead and move on. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, look at some of these resources. So first, what are you going to look at when you sit down at your computer, right? You want to be able to have an idea of what you're looking at. We've made it about as easy as we possibly can. We have put them all on the desktop. So you don't have to go looking around for, a specific resource because we wanted to make it as easy as possible. Now, what's on our computers, right? So first, we're going to have right down here at the bottom is our Knowles publishing titles, and these are brand new. And I say brand new because the digital version is brand new. Some of these titles we've had for years, especially like Erisman's reversible errors in criminal cases. So we've got those down there at the bottom. Okay, we've got all, looks like 10 of them. And you can print, download, email, whatever you need to do, okay? And of course, we can assist you if you need it. What else do we have? Well, right up here in the top left corner, we've got our James Publishing forms. If you've ever taken some of my classes or Jonathan's classes, we've talked pretty heavily about the James Publishing guides. These guides are really good, especially for pro se litigants, because they're easy to use, and they're easy to edit, and they are about as close to fill in the blank as you can get, okay? Without getting something from Texas Law Help that's clearly designed for the pro se litigant in mind. What else do we have? We've got the State Bar of Texas practice manuals. We've got all of those on our desktop as well. We've also got all the pattern jury charges. So whether you're dealing with in a jury trial and you're in family law or civil litigation or probate, those are going to all be there as well. Again, all these documents here, print, download, email, they're all right here for you. Let's look at the James Publishing forms real quick. Again, we talked about these many times. They're really good for pro se litigants. And let me show you exactly why. Look at all the different titles we've got. We've got a lot of different things here. We've got some general resources like lawyering skills type resources like model interrogatories. We've also got some Texas related resources like TWI, employment, small firm practice tools, probate forms and procedures. There's a lot of really good stuff here. There's even some federal resources, federal criminal practice being one of them. Litigating employment discrimination cases. We've got Social Security disability. There's a lot of really good resources on here. But again, Why are they good for pro ses? Look how well laid out these are. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, it tells you exactly what's in there. You click on one of those, it's going to have a list of forms there. In some of them, they have some general information in there as well. But look what these forms look like. That's about as close to fill in the blank as you're going to get. All you'd have to do is this one. It opens up in Word already for you, so you don't have to do any formatting. You just start filling in some of the blanks and the bracket areas, removing information that you don't need, and you're off and running. Okay, so this is just an application for probate of wills, immuniment of title. This one's for if you didn't have a will in court. Maybe there is a will, but you can't find it, so on and so forth. So this is going to be a form for that particular issue. Now, again, there's going to be a lot of different forms on here. They can't get too specific because, you know, that's going to be something for you and an attorney to sit down and work on, or use specifically if you want to represent yourself. Be aware, though, in a probate matter, the courts here in Fort Bend do pretty much would like you to have an attorney. And in some cases, they require you to have an attorney. So just be aware of that. Now, there's some other forms in here, especially when you're dealing with family law or civil litigation. These would be the forms that you could fill out and work on your own. But they're all going to be very simple and laid out as best they can, like this, as you can see here, for you to fill out. State Bar of Texas. All these forms are created, and the information there are created by the State Bar. There are various chapters and committees that create these manuals. So, for instance, the family law section creates the family law manual. The probate section creates the probate manual, and so on. So you know all these attorneys are well qualified and knowledgeable in their areas. So here's just a quick run through of some of the practice manuals that we've got here. So like, for instance, you've got collections manual, family law, probate, real estate forms. They're all in PDF format. Now, if you want to use some of these forms, if you've taken some of our other classes, you know that you're going to have to convert these forms into Word format or some sort of word processing document so that you can actually edit them. Now, we have Adobe Pro here. You can also watch my class on converting documents in Adobe Pro. You can call us, email us, and we can show you exactly how to do that, okay? You can do that here before you leave. You can download it to a flash drive. You can email it yourself, and we'll go ahead and get all that converted for you. But those are just some of the practice manuals that we have. Family Law Practice Manual, again, it's going to be in PDF format, so it is searchable. It is hyperlinked, so you can jump from one form or one section to the other. So these is compared to the James Publishing forms, this is going to have all the information in there as well. It's not just going to be the forms. Whereas the James Publishing books that I just showed you, you would have to get on Lexis Advance or Lexis Digital Library. Lexis Digital Library, of course, you can get to from home, but that's where all that informational stuff is going to be, that you can get access to that as well. So you can come here, get your form, go home, log in with your library card to Lexis Digital Library, and then you can work on the form and have the information. You can have them right there side by side. Okay. Here's the pattern jury charges that we just talked about. So if you're in a jury trial, sometimes these pattern jury charges are going to be helpful for you. Different questions for the jury, so on and so forth. So those are some of our resources there that you can get access to. Again, those are going to be in PDF, just like the practice manuals. Knowles Publishing titles, again, these are the brand new ones that we got, at least in the digital format is concerned. So these are the ones we've got. We got Premises Liability, Discovery, Evidence, Motion Practice Handbook, the Erisman's Reversible Errors, and these are all updated. I just recently bought these, so they're all going to be updated for you. Now, when you click on them, it's going to pop up this screen right here. So I just clicked on Erisman's. It's going to load it's kind of a program, so to speak, and it's going to load it up there. It takes a few seconds for it to do that, so don't be alarmed that it doesn't pop up immediately. And then when you pop it up right here, then you get the entire book digitally. And you can jump right over here where these plus signs are. You can see all the different chapters. That'll open up the chapter, and then you can get access to the section that you need. Now, these Knowles Publishing Guides, not all of them I have in print, and the print that I do have isn't necessarily the most updated, so just be aware of that. The information in there is probably still good. I mean, the print resources that I bought maybe only be 2 or 3 years old, but just be aware that the most updated one is now the one that's on our computers, that's digital. And the reason for that is because Knowles Publishing quit doing the print a few years ago. And so I just don't have that anymore. But there are still a few people that do like to look at the print. They do like to hold the book, do the research there, and then go over to the digital and print it out. So again, these forms will be printable, downloadable. You will have to convert some of these forms if you wish to edit them in Word. So you'll have access to that as well. So that concludes my presentation on our other resources. So if you have any questions, feel free to call us. Feel free to email us. We are open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, but when you come in, please follow all social distancing guidelines. Wear a mask, use hand sanitizer, wash your hands, get your temperature taken when you come in. We've got more information on our website on how to do that. So thank you very much and have a great day.